After we have created and configured the access as well as the kinematics, we want to test a user program to control the kinematics. To do so, blocks have already been stored in the user program, which activate the access of the kinematics, reference them and move the kinematics. We open the Move Kinematics block with a double click. Here we specify the position for the tool center point and move the kinematics to this location using system functions. A monitoring table has been created for testing. We position it next to the kinematic trace. We can set additional parameters in the Configuration tab. We now change to 3D visualization, connect to the CPU online and start the trace. We now connect to the CPU in the monitoring table, activate the access, reference the access, and then start our pre-configured motion control from the user program. As we can see on the left of the 3D visualization, the positions that we have stored in our user program are also traveled by the model. After we have disconnected from the CPU, we can start the trace once again. The movement that we have programmed for our kinematics is now traveled. We can see that a very sharp edge was traveled during the last movement. We want to improve this motion in the next step by optimizing the buffer at this position. To do so, we switch to the user program. We enter the value 2 in the buff mode parameter of our user program to activate the buffering. We download the changes to the controller. We now want to test the changed user program. We do so by disabling the motion control and referencing our access again. Next, we connect our kinematic trace to the controller and start recording. Then we also start the motion control. We can now see the changed motion control in the kinematic trace. You can see that the motion is buffered. Once the trace has been recorded, we can disconnect from the controller to analyze the trace offline in more detail. We also have the option to change the view of the model. We use the slider to forward and rewind the recording to look at the position in more detail.
Siemens, ingenuity for life.